All right, I'm back at it again. Usually I wait to another day, but we're gonna double down on these videos today. So, got another topic for y'all, man. Let's jump right into it. This is Yesterday was my 9-month anniversary for doing this CDLA tractor trailer truck driving thing. You feel me? So let's just dive right into it, man. Let's dive right into it. This is pretty much my journey in a nutshell. Now, this might be a very lengthy video, so if you wanted to skip to the end, I wouldn't prefer that because I feel like you're gonna miss a lot of good parts. But if you want to go ahead and skip to the end of the video, that's cool. But I digress. Let's get right into it. Y'all tapped in with the head of the game. So, getting started with, what was it? Maybe like a couple of days from last year away from my 1-year anniversary of getting into CDL school. Now, I didn't have my CDL at the time. I had my CLP, which is my commercial license permit, commercial driver's license permit, however you want to put it, feel me? CLP, that's pretty much what that is right now. In order to obtain your CLP, you gotta study the test, the commercial driver's license written test at the DMV. Well, you take it at the DMV, but you study however you decide to study, and it's 3 segments to it. So the first one, general knowledge. We got over 200 questions to this test, but you gotta get 40 out of 50 right, which is pretty much an 80 percentile. Now the other tests, 20, 25, regardless of what the general theme is, get 80% of the questions right and you pass the test. So once you do all those 3, then you're able to get your permit. Once you get your permit, you can get to a trucking company, you can go ahead, pay for a CDL school, so on and so forth. So, moving on. I was able to pay for my CDL and still keep my job. You feel me? Did a lot of night school, so on and so forth. Was able to work the schedule. If you're in the Las Vegas area, shameless, not my plug, but just a recommendation. Go to Truck U. I know they got other trucking schools out there, but if you're looking for flexibility and just a good way to just get through the school with the right kind of training, that's the place to go. So, once I finally obtained my actual CDL sometime in September last year, I decided to get with the company that I'm at with right now, and I'm not going to disclose the company. Just know that it's a mega carrier. Just because I'm not, the word of mouth get around. You feel me? The word of mouth get around, right? So, before I got with this company, I made sure to get all 3 of my endorsements. Tanker, hazmat, doubles, triples. Pool doubles, have not done tanker nor hazmat. But another story for another day. So once I did that, I hopped in the truck, was with this company, and I'm going to do another video with all these different transitions and things I had to go through in order to what led me to this point, as far as me leaving this company to get on to the next company. And who knows? Might be an opportunity where I might return to the company. Ain't no hard feelings on either side. Feel me? It's just it's no longer an ideal fit for me for the meantime. So, with that being said, right? Why am I even bringing all this up, man? Why am I even talking about the histrionics and all this stuff about my personal trucking journey? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because though I'm on the finish line on the other side of actually having my CDL, I will sit up there and say that I still watch trucking content. Only because trucking has so many different facets of the way you could go about it. I don't want to say you can't learn enough about trucking, but there's always something that somebody's doing. There's flatbed, hazmat, food service, OTR, local, sleeper, day cab. All these different variations of trucking. And what it may look like is it's the truck driver is not a monolith. That's basically what I'm saying, right? And what does my history in this industry have to do with this video? It's to give you my personal experience on top of the additional experience that I've learned from others to give y'all my full big picture perspective of just where I'm at with this industry right now, right? So yeah, you got autonomous vehicles. I feel like they're only gonna be so effective. Feel me? They just outsourcing all the routes that really nobody wants to work. You feel me? The cent per mile. Honestly, I feel like autonomous trucking. This is gonna be an unpopular opinion. I feel like it's going to drive up rates for actual truck drivers just because the actual truck driver is going to be at a premium, right? Far as safe driving through inclement weather or certain terrains and things of that nature, like mountains and so on and so forth, right? That's that. I'm gonna set that aside. The main thing I'm getting at is that the trucking industry, I do feel like at this point is in good hands, right? Now, the people from 10 years ago be like, all right, the rates ain't the same. And yeah, I wasn't part of that picture with people that used to truck drive way back when, right? That's not me. Moving forward, the indicators I'm starting to see is that because things are starting, the logistics in the supply chain of having more freight due to people ordering online more and everything is a lot more transitory rather than people just driving out their way to get what they need. I do feel like that amplifies the trucking industry is because you're going to need a lot more people to fill in those blanks. Now, we do have this quote unquote trucking shortage where we're short a certain amount of truck drivers. I feel like that will increase because this lifestyle of trucking is really far and apart away from where we're at currently in society, which is everything digital, right? You ain't got to drive far or go far to make money at this point, right? You could be right at your house, right at somebody else, or at another country, so on and so forth. So this is really the end spectrum. It goes against where we are at in society. And with that being said, I do not feel like this industry is attracting the younger generation. Yeah, you got anomalies, but for the most part, I do feel like rates is going to go up just because all these different forces and factors restoring trucking back to its natural state, which is people just getting out there, getting it, and doing what they got to do. So, I know I had videos in the past talking about just tired of people talking about how they quit trucking. There's nothing wrong with that because I do feel like people definitely got into this industry on some trendy type stuff, right? Like, oh yeah, I'm a truck driver. Driving down the street in my big truck. And then you realize, hey, the juice ain't worth the squeeze. Let me get up out of here. Feel me? I miss home. I miss my family. I miss kicking it. I miss, trying to keep up with the Joneses. Gotta take a little sip right here, man. Keep it up with the Joneses. Being in the mix. Because out here requires big sacrifice, big contributions. It's a mind shift, a mind change. And people gonna respect it or disrespect it. People gonna either endorse it or they're gonna move on with their life because maybe they feel like you in that industry isn't important. They'll catch you what they catch you if they ever catch you. They're just gonna keep doing what they doing. I just want to say that I learned a lot. I learned a lot doing this. And the real theme, and I ain't gonna lie to you, this is probably the most incredible point about this industry. This hidden society, man, this is a hidden society. Truck driving is a hidden society. It's like the Illuminati. It's a secret society. You know? Hidden in plain sight. Why do I consider trucking a secret society? Because it's one of those professions where you can't really look at it and know what it exactly entails. Like, there's a lot of stuff that goes into navigating your way through this, right? The main point I wanted to add, on top of this being a secret society, is that everybody has their backstory on how they got here, right? Whether coming from a different country or a career pivot or so on and so forth. Everybody got their origin story of why they got here, and everybody's pretty much doing it for the same things or the same reasons generally, right? Make an honest living, make a decent living, and, you know, just have a little, you know, just be cool. Just be cool. But anybody that's listening to this video that is not a truck driver, that's looking to get their CDLA, like, what should be your number one goal? Now, yeah, you want to get experience here, do this, make money, doing it. Cool. But let me give y'all the real game. The real game. Not this, oh, you just got to work hard and drive across the country and so on and so forth. Nah. This is the meat and potatoes, what you got to do in order to put your... And I have not even got here yet, so I can't even tell y'all what it's like to achieve this and obtain this goal. But based off the research and the indicators that I see, this is probably the most important thing about trucking, this industry, as far as if you try to be successful and see the full potential of it. You gotta put your first year in. One solid year. 1 year of your life. One solid year. Why do I sit up there and say 1 solid year? The reason why I say 1 solid year is if you talk to any truck driver that's been doing this for a very long time, you want to leave the mega carrier game, because most people, I'm going to go out on a limb now, I don't got the statistics on this, but I'm going to say 90% of people that enter this industry is going to go through a mega carrier. Do I need to list them? No, I ain't finna do all that. What is a mega carrier? Well, it's a mega trucking company, you know, relative to the size of the company. And yeah, it's a carrier. They're gonna pay you like doo-doo. But they're only paying you like doo-doo is not because they can afford to pay you more. It's all about profit margins. Now I'm about to go ahead and go a little deeper with this on why the first year is so intricate when it comes down to this, right? Insurance, when it comes down to an inexperienced or a under first year driver, is going to be at its maximum because insurance runs the trucking industry. The moment you hit that 1 year mark, you are now out of your internship phase, right? You're out of the internship phase, and now you can be compensated where your earning potential could jump up 10, 20, 30, possibly even $40,000 the next year. Year two could see an increase because your premium of insuring you to operate a CDL, a tractor trailer truck drops significantly. That's why I say stick it out. Stick it out. Don't give up. Don't give up. Now, I understand this industry is not for everybody, so I'm not trying to push somebody into a direction that they feel like is not the best fit for them. But I'm just sitting up there saying that the reason why every truck driver sit up there and say, put in your first year, is because it goes from, in my opinion, job wage to career salary, right? When you're in your profession, but it's just like any other profession. Apprenticeship programs, internship after college, and you get your degree and all your certifications. That first year is going to be a year of sacrifice because you got to acclimate yourself to be a proven commodity in this industry, right? So when most people sit up there, oh yeah, you go to school for 4 to 6 weeks, you come out of school, and then you're automatically able to get to the bag. Add 1 year to that schooling, and then you got to where you're supposed to be, right? You got there. You finally got there, but you got to put in your first year, man. Got to put in your first year. And it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because you're going to feel like you're on this hamster wheel going nowhere. Just driving, missing birthdays, missing holidays, being away from home, sleeping at truck stops, eating truck food, eating McDonald's and fast food and all this other stuff. Felt like life passing you by. Everybody creating memories and they're at home with their family and they open up Christmas gifts and people sitting at the table eating their Thanksgiving food, and where you at some truck stop in the middle of nowhere and it's cold outside. And you gotta use the bathroom, but you can't use the bathroom in the truck depending on how your situation is. So you gotta go into the truck stop, shower in the truck stop, brush your teeth in the truck stop. Feel me? Handle your business in the truck stop. Then you got a trip plan and go to this state and that state and this shipper and on time and DOT clocks and inclement weather and being shut down and breakdowns and all this stuff that entails and pushes you and tests you and refines you to see if you really made for this. Are you made for it, man? Are you built like that? Are you gonna quit? You gonna be like, man, I'm tired of it. I got a CDL, but I'm gonna give up. Because you got a lot of people that get into this industry. It's a high turnover rate because most people don't make it out their first year. It's just like, you ever seen one of them videos, right? Where it's kind of like some Animal Planet stuff and the mother turtle ends up the sea turtle ends up getting on the beach, end up playing the eggs inside the sand, and then the hatchlings come out, and then the turtles is moving The little turtlings is moving to the ocean, and you got all these vultures and stuff just coming and picking them off. And, whatever bird it is. Or they don't sit up there, they swim, they probably don't make it. There's only so many people that's going to make it past the first phase of this trucking industry is because there's too many obstacles that I feel like most people got to deal with and endure to be able to get to that next phase. But once you get to that next phase, it's gravy. It's gravy. It's gravy. I haven't got there, but I see the indicators. I'm still motivated. I'm still going. I'm being tested, pushed, and pulled in all these different directions. But the fact of the matter is that first year in this trucking industry is pretty much paramount, right? Yeah, you gotta have your endorsements. And I'm just sitting there saying generally, do people go OTR 4-6 months, get off the road and go land some local? Yeah, you got anomalies. Get your first year, I would say, not true OTR, because I do feel like after your first maybe 3 months, you're able to probably land somewhere you out 2 weeks at a time. I'm gonna keep it 100. If you ain't got no babies at home, you know, because I'm not asking anybody to deprive their family. But if you ain't got no babies at home, and maybe you got a girl or something, or maybe you ain't got a lot of stuff attached to your name, like you ain't got no car note, you ain't got no high house payment, you ain't got a lot of stuff, like a lot of responsibilities and things of that nature, you really don't need to be at home like that. Because this is what I've known in my personal life, is that every time I go back to Vegas, because I'm out of Las Vegas, Nevada, every time I go back to Vegas, I don't feel like, every time I go home, right? Do I miss home? Yeah. I miss waking up in my own bed. I'm paying rent right now, and I'm only there like 4 to 8 days out the month. Still paying rent. Why? Because I now see what needs to happen down the road, which is landing a local job. Landing a local job, get my experience, and, you know, try to come home a champion. Try to come home wearing that belt. Trying to come home with them badges. Feel me? Badges are being battle tested. So, I don't know, y'all. I do feel like, yeah, I mean, there's a lot to say about this trucking industry, bro. They probably don't pay us the way we should be paid. I mean, that's before my time, so all I know is what I know, right? But, like I said, to those that's really looking to get into this industry, man, you just got to come in here with a plan. Come in here with a game plan. Because the game plan is going to be the thing that has you waking up every day, choosing to go forward. Because I ask myself, because I fought and I struggle with this, I'm a city dude, you feel me? I haven't grew up in a small town, and I'm a city dude. I'm a fast life dude, you feel me? I don't sit up there in dirt roads and interstates and farmland and grass and cows, and I'm not from that. I'm used to seeing big buildings and lights and stuff like that, you feel me? All I'm sitting up there saying is like, every time I sit up there and I question this profession, like, hey, should I have done something different? And I'm not taking anything off the board, asking myself that maybe there was something different I could have pursued. But while I'm in this now and I got to finish what I started, the number one question I ask myself is, if I dropped everything today and I decided to go home, what am I coming back to? You know what I'm coming back to? The exact same situation that led me to go ahead and make this decision in the first place. So what am I actually doing? That's why I made that video on, I'm tired of seeing people leaving the trucking industry and complaining about it. Not because you haven't found something else better to do. I just sit up there and was saying like, hey, taking an initial step back, allowing this circumstance and this situation to break you, understanding that there's a bigger picture to this game, is doing yourself a disservice, because it's coming off as if you don't know how to go through your seasons, right? You got to go through certain seasons in order to be able to accomplish and achieve whatever it is that you're trying to obtain. If you're one of them people that pick up something and you only know how to do it when the going gets good, and you don't know how to roll with them punches, you don't know how to stay in the pocket, feel me? You don't know how to take and give it. You don't know how to stay in that pocket and put your dukes up. Feel me? I don't know what to tell you. Feel me? You ain't got the dog in you. You ain't finna fight for it. You feel me? What you going back home to? Nah, I get it. You feel me? If you set up there, and I will say, because this industry is dangerous, because don't allow what I'm sitting up there saying is to make it seem like you're less of a person. If you really feel like, hey, I'm incapable of doing this long term, and I don't know. You feel me? Like, that's at each person's discretion. So I'm not having this narrative to say you're less of a person, or you're not motivated, or you're not inspired. I'm just looking at it like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Hey, and you may not know the answer to that, and that's perfectly fine. Right away, right? All I'm sitting up there saying is that relatively, keep it 100, you're getting compensated for danger. All these blue collar jobs, the higher the compensation, more so times than not, the more dangerous it is. Think about it. Think about one of the biggest professions as far as being a blue collar worker and being compensated a premium package. A freaking commercial airplane pilot. Now, some people wouldn't look at it as blue collar, but yeah, you're working with your hands. It's kinetic energy. You're doing something, and it is having a certain outcome. So think about it like this. You got to take this big ass plane, this big ass object with possibly about 100 people on it, and you got to guide it, lift it off. You got to know your coordinates, towers and stuff communicating with each other. You got this big. The point I'm making is that you're going to be compensated for whatever said hazard it is. Because like I was telling you before, right, is that hard work, yes, it's only going to probably get you so far. Hard work is probably only going to get you so far. But really, you getting compensated for either the competence or the hazardous of whatever said task that's being said for you to do. All right, so that's all I got for y'all, man. Might do a part 2 to the video, depending on how I'm feeling. Appreciate y'all watching the video. Thoughts, comments, leave those below. Like the video. Most importantly, last but not least, subscribe to the channel. More videos on the way. I'm gone.